Hi everybody, it's Kim O'Rourke, the recycling coordinator for the city of Middletown, and welcome to Recycling. It's a walk in the park. Today we're at Union Park, or the South Green in Middletown, and it's a Friday in September, and it's a day of the farmers market. So it seemed like a good day to talk about food waste. Now, food waste, we all generate it, right? And what do we do with it? We throw it in the trash. Now, believe it or not, we generate about 20% of our waste ends up being food waste that goes in the trash. Now, here's an example. Here's something that I generated, and as you can see, some of it is food scraps, and some of it is food waste. Now, what's the difference? So food scraps, we can't really avoid. Those are like the avocado peels or rinds, or the banana peels. So those are things that we take off of food that we're not going to eat. But then we also have food waste, and we have a lot of it. Stuff that we bought that we thought we were going to eat, but then it ends up going rotten and we end up throwing it away. And it usually ends up in the trash. Now, some of us compost, and some of us will bring it to the recycling center where it will get digested, and that's all good. But it's best if we don't generate the waste in the first place. Trash is a problem. It creates pollution, it contributes to climate change, it creates greenhouse gas emissions, and it's expensive. Here in Connecticut, we're running into a trash crisis where our facilities are getting older, and we're going to need to either build new ones or reduce our waste. And considering we generate so much waste, there's lots of room to reduce. And one of the first places we can reduce is our food waste. Now, according to studies, the average American household will throw away 25% of what they purchase. And that can add up to over $1,000 to $2,000 a year. So not only can you help the environment by reducing waste, but you can also save a significant amount of money. So I have some ideas today at the farmers market to reduce waste, reduce food waste. So some of the ideas I have are, first, always shop with a list. Plan your meals, and I know it's easier said than done. I used to be really good at it. I'm not so good at it anymore, but I'm trying because it makes a difference. Plan your meals, figure out how you eat, how many meals will you make during the week, and then make a list. And then take that list either on your phone or on paper and do your shopping and stick to that list. And that way you won't buy extra stuff. Second, shop in small quantities. Now, I know this is different than what I've talked about for years, which we've always talked about bulk shopping. Shop in bulk. It creates less waste. And it probably depends on the item, because sometimes you may buy food in large quantities and then not use it all. Who needs a container of hot sauce this big? Not me. It ends up going to waste. So think about what you can really stock up on and buy in bulk, and what you can buy in smaller quantities. So they really recommend shopping more frequently, like shop every couple days. In other countries, often that's what they do. They shop at farmers markets every day, and everything is fresh. That's a little harder to do now, and it's especially a little harder during the pandemic. But it is a thought to shop more frequently and buy less food so it doesn't go to waste. Never shop on an empty stomach. We all know that, right? Because if you're hungry, you're going to buy more stuff. And an important thing that you can do at home is make an area in your fridge and maybe a sign for the other members of your family that says eat first. So any leftovers or anything that's about to go rotten, you can have in a certain area, and try to remember to eat that first. Because a lot of times those items end up in the back of the fridge, nobody eats them, and then you end up having to throw them away. So have the eat first section. Next, keep track of what you throw away. This will help you plan your meals. So if you find that you're throwing away grapefruits a lot. Don't buy them, and don't buy as many. Get an idea of what you're wasting so you don't purchase it. If you have extra veggies, save them for soups or sauces or frittatas. If you need to, freeze them, and then you can use them in those items. And the same for fruits. You can make them into smoothies or juices or breads or jams. And again, you can have a section in your freezer where you can keep those items and then use them when you need them. But again, don't forget about them. Leave them at the front of the freezer or the front of the fridge so you do use them. And freeze the extras for later. So we have lots of ideas on our City of Middletown website, middletownct.gov, and you can go there for more ideas on how to reduce your food waste so you're not throwing away so much waste. The one thing I can say is try one idea at a time. You don't have to do everything at once. It can be overwhelming. So if you try one of these suggestions at a time for a few weeks and move to the next one, that's a good way to start reducing. So today, as I mentioned, I'm at Union Park. It's the South Green in Middletown. It's on the corner of Main Street and Pleasant Street. And today it's September 2020, and we're at the farmer's market. So there's always lots of events here. The farmer's market runs through the end of October, and it's 10 to 2 every Friday. And it's a great way to get your fresh veggies without packaging, and they're very yummy. There's also other events that happen on this green. We have there's car shows, there's marathons, there's dogs going by, there's recreational activities, and it's a great place to gather. And in November, the day after Thanksgiving, we usually have the tree lighting, where they light the big tree in the middle and they light up the whole park with holiday lights, and that's kind of fun. The park itself is just over an acre. There's a few historical monuments and a beautiful gazebo. So it's a great park to come and check out if you haven't. And I encourage you to come down, especially to the farmer's market before the end of October. So that's our tip for today. Thanks for joining us. I'd love to hear your suggestions or your experiences with reducing food waste. And thanks for joining us for Recycling. It's a Walk in the Park. We'll see you next time.